welcome. Today we're doing an indoor craft project. I'm going to make some bath salts. We'll need some Epsom salts, some fragrance oil. I'm using 2 today. I've got jasmine and rose, but you need 1. You can use 6 if you like, but it might smell a bit, ooh. But my choice today, I'm using 2. And some Mica colour, Mica powder. It comes in little packets, comes in big tubs if you're using lots, but it's expensive if you're buying a big tub. It's probably about £1.50 for this little 10-gram sachet, and we're going to use a tiny little bit today. And I like these little, I've got some little pots of mica powder. Today I'm going to use a blue and a green. Put that sachet out of the way, just to show you what's available. Don't need those. I've got some pretty little jars I'm going to put my finished salts into. These were £1 each from my local B&M, so really good. They don't seal well enough for putting food in, but they're going to be absolutely perfect for these bath salts. They just don't have an airtight seal for if you're canning things. The vacuum seal's not good enough because they're only cheapy jars. What can you expect? But for this product, they're going to be great. So we're going to start. I'm going to move them that way so you can see. So I'm going to measure out how much bath salts I want. So I'm going to open up one of my jars and use that as my measure. I'm going to take the lid off of this one. Make my life easier. Oh, I don't need to remove the clip, that bit's fine. So, and open up my bath salts. Now, I'm going to make 3 jars today. So I know I need 3 jars full of salts. So it's a volume measure rather than by weight. So whatever you're putting your finished product in, use that to measure out your starter ingredients. So I'm going to want 1 jar. I'm going to make 3 different colours to go in my jars. I'm going to leave 1 white, empty pot noodle pots, yay! I'm going to make 1 blue with my blue mica powder. Put that there a moment so it's not in your way. There we go. And a 3rd pot green. Itchy nose. Another. It's just a simple mixy pot. There we go. And some left for another project. Or just to tip straight in the bath. They're lovely. Makes the water all soft and smooth. It's good for your skin. There we go. Be a bit cautious if you have eczema and things. It might sting or irritate. I'm really not sure. So I've now got my 3 pots, my 3 measures of Epsom salts. I'm going to add some scent. I'm going to use 2 different scents today. So I've got my jasmine and my rose. I'll do it in the bowl so you can see what's going on. So probably about 10 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's plenty. I think we even got an 11th there. So put in the scent. I'm finished with that one. And stir it all up. I'm sort of squishing it with the back of the spoon to mix that into, spread it round the rest of the salts. Oh, it smells gorgeous. We need smell-o-vision. And then this was the jasmine, wasn't it? I think I'll do the jasmine blue. Now I'm not going to need this a tiny amount. You can use as much as you like of the mica powder, depending how dark you want your colour to be. This is actually quite a dark blue to start with, but I'm only going to want a little bit. I don't know how much I've put in. Tiny amount. I don't know if you can see, there's still lots left in that pot, and it's only a fiddly little pot. And I'll add some more if I want to make it darker. And stir it and stir it and stir it and stir it. I think I want a slightly darker, sort of baby powder blue at the moment. I'd like that a little bit darker, so I'm going to put a bit more of our powders in. Probably about the same again. And stir that in as well. And the more you mix, the more even the colour will spread through your granules of Epsom salts. See, it's gone quite blue. I don't know if you can compare it with a white one. Nope, because the tub's white. It's reflecting white on my screen. I think it's the lighting. That's a nice pale powder blue. I think that'll do for that one. I can always put a bit more if I want in a minute. I'm going to do a green in my pot noodle tub. So again, 10 drops. Oh, if it'll come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one for luck. This is our rose. Done with that. Mix, 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 mix. You can tip this into a bowl if you wanted to make easier stirring. It's just, even if you haven't got a bowl, you can mix it in any sort of pot, an old yogurt pot, a mug, in my case, an old pot noodle pot. Now, this one I'm going to colour green. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I am. I think I might leave that one just the smell. So, blue jasmine, white roses, and green nothings. Yes, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put my... So this has got the smell in it, but it's just plain white bath salts. And this is going to have no smell, and I'm going to add some colour. And the first one that we did blue was smell and colour. So mixing in some of the green mica. Mix, 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 mix. I don't know how much you can see that on the film. We'll find out later. And add some more green. I don't think this green pot was full when I started. I've been using it for other projects. Mix, 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 mix. Stir right down to the bottom of the mug. There we go. How's our colour doing? Ooh, nice pale, leafy green. Nice. So we have white, blue and green. Put my little pots out of the way. There we go. Ready for stage 2. Now stage 2. To put this in our jars. So there's my first jar. Oh, which I took the lid off of. Second one. Don't need to take the lid off. And a third one. not going to make 1 jar of blue, 1 jar of green and 1 jar of white. I'm going to mix them up, but very gently. So I'm going to put a spoonful of my green into this jar, a little bit more, a spoon and a bit. I'm actually going to tip my jar on its side. Then I'm going to add some blue, I think. Let's bring it into here. Then I'm going to add some of the blue and pour that on top. Just covering it up. This is the fun bit that children will enjoy. Mind you, children will enjoy all of it. The mixing and stirring. And then I'm going to put some white right up in the corner there. And there's some green. I'm going to push that up towards you. Green up there. And then some blue over here. Oh, and I want some white. If you're any good at sand art, this would be great. You can make some lovely pictures in this granules of bath salts. Now, do I want a whole layer of white? Yes, I think I do. Flatten this out a little bit. How are we looking? Ooh, bit of patterns going on. Let's have, we're very green there. Let's put some blue so it can be seen up that side and pour in the edge so it heaps up at the sides. And actually on this other side, if I turn it around, we're quite blue there. So I'll add some green. And a bit of green in there. Really look into the camera to see what's happening on the opposite side of my jar. And some white there. And we just keep filling and topping until our jar is full. I don't know if I want green or blue there. What have we got? A lot of white, green, blue, white, green, I think. It's a bit more green there. A bit of a shake. That's looking good. Yay! I'm going to move that over there a moment. That way, this way, this way. I'll bring one of the other jars in. And same again. You don't need to see me filling up all these jars. But what you do need to see is... Where's my lid? There. Put my lid back on this jar. With my particular jars, and probably most other jars that you might happen to use, if I... Oh, squeeze! There's actually a space in my lid here. So if I just shut this up, my seal's coming off. I told you, cheap and cheerful. Now, if I just close that up and then start moving my jar around, all my sand bath salts are going to move and just mix up. So what I do with this is I get an old yogurt pot or any sort of food container. The clear ones are great. I actually used a yogurt lid this morning, and what I've done with this is I've found this little cup is exactly the same size as my jar lid. You could just tip the jar up, but you'll see. So I've used my perfect fit cup that just sits inside the jar, and marker pen. I'll use a black so you can see. And on my old yogurt pot lid, I've put my template circle drawn around it. Can't see that very well. I'm at the wrong angle. There we go. Drawn all the way round so you can see the circle drawn on the plastic. And we cut that out. Depending on how old your little one is, this might be a job for the grown-ups. Make these little circular discs. Now you don't need to see me cutting it out, nearly finished. So you don't need to see me cutting out a yoghurt pot. It's hard to see anything now because it's a clear disc. I've got a white one that I did from the bottom of an old yoghurt pot. So this goes inside my jar or pot. And when I pack my lid's got this lip, so it's going to push that down and hold it all in place. So when I tip it up, all my sand stays, oop, you can't see, when I tip it up, all my sand stays in the jar, doesn't get mixed up. That actually moved a little. I need to put some more sand in. That was a good experiment. Not enough sand, a little bit more. We'll have some glue on the top. Pack it in tight. There we go. Try that again. And pack. Make sure it works before you're all trying it. Yeah, that's better. No moving around this time. So, one pretty jar of beautiful bath salts. A little label. A pretty ribbon. And you're all set to add to a lovely gift. Pop my legs. Next I'm off to make some bath bombs. I've not done that before, so we'll see how that goes. If it's any good, I'll put a link somewhere. I've not put a link anywhere before, so we'll see. Down in the description, that'll be an easy place to put a link. Put a link in the description, you can go and see it there. Hello, brought you back just for a last moment. I've finished off the third jar and put the white cap on the top of this one to stop them all shaking around. And there's the other two, so we now have 3 jars of, I think, lovely, beautifully scented bath salts. You can choose colours and smells to suit your friends or yourself to give you a lovely, luxurious bath. That's it. Lovely. All done. Bye. See you next time.